Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the weekly update. It's been a crazy week. I don't know. Just seems like everything's a little bit off. You know what I mean? Between the protests and between the economy, between all these other things that are going on, guys, it just seems like things are crazy. My state that I now live in, Virginia, has turned on full communist. Apparently, they wanted to implement like 50 new taxes this year. That seemed to them like a good idea. Don't know how, but we're going to see how that turns out. So far, things in DC, New York, and these other places aren't looking so great, guys. Piles of trash all over New York. DC's being DC. Northern Virginia is just, Virginia in general is just taxing the shit out of people. California is talking about wanting to tax people per mile driven, even though they have the highest state excise and sales taxes in the nation for gas already. And you can barely find gas for under $4, even at Costco. Man, I'm having trouble making ends meet, guys. Like it's not been fun. But you know what? We're here. We're doing the thing. So check out the profile, guys. And Shell says, yes, welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Repost the live stream. Please do. It's the main way that I get this show out to more people, guys, is when you post it out to your followers and so on and so forth. Word of mouth is the best way to do it. I've tried. So I know someone's going to be like, well, why don't you pay to promote the show? I will tell you, I did that just as a test. Now, granted, this is anecdotal. This is only a one-time thing, but I spent $25 to promote the show because right now it doesn't make me anything. So I just figured I would take a shot. Pretty much all the people that it showed the ad to didn't care. I don't know how they're choosing demographics. Google Ads is a lot better at choosing demographics for ads. So I don't know how X does it. Doesn't seem as focused or as tailored as it needs to be effective. So spent some money to try and got nothing for it. So until that changes, I'm not going to just keep doing that. So I rely on you guys in the audience. So yes, Shell, please repost the live, people, and we will get out there as much as we can. We are at 6 right now, so let's get those numbers up. Check out the profile, guys, patriotdad.org. That is my landing page for all things Patriot Dad. I do need to update it still, so I apologize. The Men's Empowerment Network is being wrapped up. That was not successful. That's fine. Things happen. Businesses don't always work out. Karen, hope you had a great week. Hey, I hope you had a great week too, Karen. Thank you very much. So I'll be removing those links from here. I have a couple other things that I have in the works. The big thing for us, though, guys, buy me a coffee if you can. Also, you can see here, it still doesn't show the tip on my profile. But somebody sent it to me yesterday, last week. I believe Shell said that it is there for them. So is what it is, I guess. Try tipping me on X. If you can't do that, you can always buy me a cup of coffee on here. The other thing you can do is check out our merch store, guys. These designs were some by me, a lot of them with assistance from Magic Shell there in the chat. So we have the God Only, Family Only, America Only, the Iron Law of Projection, as well as my favorite design, the Tree of Liberty. The Tree of Liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Probably one of my favorite designs. Also, guys, check it out. We have Shell designs. We even have Karen designs. So if you want a nice Trump-haired dog, you want an alt Karen or a Karen version of the Tree of Liberty, guys, you can check out all those things. Again, patriotdadhq.com. That link is found on patriotdad.org. I know it's a little bit confusing, guys, but it is what it is. Says, good but weird week, Karen, according to Shell. Yep. Karen says, same, was snowed in for most of it. Yeah, guys, I also had a bunch of snow. That was not fun. Late start for school the entire week. So I was late to work. What do? You just got to tell your boss, hey, I'm a single parent. My kids can't go to school. I can't be at work. So, yep. Late start all week. This week, supposedly, we're supposed to start on time. So that'll be good, even though I'm salary, so it doesn't really help me too much. But it does keep me from going further behind in emails. Like, emails, guys. They're going to be the death of every big company. We need AI just to get through all the email. That's my main use for AI right now at work. So far, it seems to be working out fairly well. But guys, in this story, we're going to start off with immigration as we always do. This was a little crazy from I am yes, you are no. In an open invitation saying, come to the UK, you can steal an old man's house. Yeah, why? Because Daily Mail reported that a shameless squatter who moved into a pensioner's empty home won the legal right to keep it and then sold it. That's right. The UK government decided that a pensioner, that poor old dusty white guy down there in the picture, did not have the legal right to his own home after a squatter squatted in his empty home, probably because he was, getting ready to move and retire. But no, there's a squatter. So the government decided to give the home to the squatter, who then sold it for £540,000. Somehow this is allowed, guys. The UK is so jacked, guys. Like, it's absolute madness what they're doing in the UK. It's not a serious country, guys. Like, I don't know what your thoughts are. They are a nuclear armed ally of ours, right? So at what point, if the UK government is going to continue to permit the wanton invasion and overtaking of its citizenry to turn it over to Islamists, why would we permit them to keep their nuclear arsenal? I know that sounds a little extreme, guys. Should the UK be permitted to keep its nuclear arsenal, and should they still be an ally of ours? Stuff like this makes me think no. Like, no. And then you get stories like this. A girl of 12 years old was raped in a park after being pursued by asylum seekers. The court, not a baby horse. The courts was told that one of the accused was laughing as he carried out this attack. So an Afghan national abducted a 12-year-old from the street and repeatedly assaulted her, taking photographs of the attack. Should have never happened, guys. Top comment, this is Islam. It's happening far too often to say it's not. Is it all of Islam? Maybe not. But it's enough of it where Europe and its suicidal empathy, it's not good, guys. We're starting to see this here. We see this with the Somali situation. Shell says, beyond maddening, crispy is sickening. Yeah, guys, it's absolutely crazy. Also, welcome to the chat, Crispy. Good to see you as always. But guys, why is it that our allies, why is it that Anglo-Saxon Europe is importing millions of incompatible people to the detriment of their own populations? Happens way too frequently, and it's repeated across the globe, says Karen. Yes, exactly. This is a plan, guys. These globalist entities hate white people. They hate Christians. That's all there is to it. It's pretty simple, really. They're trying to replace the native populations. The native populations for these countries, especially in Europe, guys, it's white people. So they're importing the Middle East and Africa to replace them under this claim that, they just aren't having enough children. Well, we have a story coming in culture that there has been a globalist push for the last century to destroy the home in the West, to turn women against men, to make men resent women. It's all kind of cooked, but it's a plan. This has been a long plan. Try to convince me otherwise. Then we have stories like this with the Telegraph. Thank you, Tommy, for posting this one out. Tommy Robinson, hero. Over there in the UK, trying to do the Lord's work. He's been thrown in jail more than once for covering the grooming gangs, which Sadiq Khan claims don't exist, ignores the questions, pretends like he doesn't understand the question when he's asked about grooming gangs. Meanwhile, Spain here gave 500,000 migrants a legal status. They were illegals given legal status to defeat the far right. You got to remember, guys, as Tommy points out here, the far right is really code word for the native citizenry, the current white citizenry, the current African. Like, we do have African Americans, guys. Like, I'm not trying to say that Africans don't exist in the United States. They do. Asians exist here too, but they are American. Like, the ones that are American, that have integrated and made themselves part of our society and are part of America. I'm not talking about them, right? We're talking about these people that are being brought in to replace us, that are not American, that are not Spanish, that are not British. They have no desire to be. We can't keep doing this, guys. These applicants will be allowed to work in any sector to help curb institutional racism that only fuels exploitation and racist hatred. God, who wrote this article? Is there a name? It's got to be a woman. Kieran Kelly. You know what? I kind of want to. Can someone do a quick search? Telegraph, Kieran Kelly. I want to know if that's a white woman. It really does sound like an article. This is a headline that a white woman would write for sure. Elon's an African American. True. Richest man on the planet, African American. Prove me wrong. Also, great American. Fights harder for America than almost anyone else. Most of the people that are in our government that are supposed to be representing us, Elon is a better American than them. Just saying. Then we have these wolves in sheep's clothing. These rhinos. Kara says the goat African American. Yeah. I'll give him that. I'll give him that status. I would agree. A Republican from Florida, guys. This is a Democrat. I don't care what you say. Or they're a uniparty member. Either way, this is not a true American patriot. There's also a woman. Guys, don't get me started about women in politics and in positions of power. Men have failed our society. The fact that these women are even in these positions. We have failed. We have failed the women. We have failed the other men. We have failed our culture and our society at large. The fact that we have so many women making so many bad policies in charge of things just demonstrates how bad and how poorly men have become at leading. It's really kind of sad to see. But this, Maria Elvira Salazar, Democrat, Florida, has introduced the Dignity Act, which would allow illegals to stay in the U.S. if they succeeded in illegally being here for 5 years or more. They are literally trying to incentivize people to play hide and seek for benefits. That is a long link, Karen, but you know what? We're going to go in blind. Let's go, guys. What do you think? Let's go. Oh, really? Good sleuthing, by the way. Oh, it better not be. See if I can bring it up. Oh, God. Not effectively. What about... Really? It's a he. I would love to show you the rest of it. I can't show you because for some reason... Here, let me actually... Boop. Okay. I can't show it to you guys. It's a he though. Here, I'll show you this. There you go. It's a he. Was not expecting that. Really thought it was he does look like a gay man though. That's fair. You know what? That's a very fair assessment, I think. So yeah, that makes sense. Gay men and white women. Whew. Telling you. Guys, we're basically incentivizing. If you can hide for 5 years, they want to give them legal status. Like,
nope.
No, absolutely not. This is crazy. Didn't realize the link was pages long. Oh, don't worry about it, Kara. We got it through. We got through it. Poor chat, though. Yeah, guys, do you think this is a good idea? I think this is a terrible idea. I can't believe this came from a Republican. This is not a Republican, guys. This is a uniparty, disgusting, disgusting person. All right, we're just going in blind, guys. Kieran Kelly, yep. Like, real men have just let us all down. Guys, for decades, real men have abdicated control and responsibility to women. And here's a perfect example of why that should have never happened, guys. This Seattle mayor, this 20-something, I don't know, female, I think, Katie Wilson, announces new guidelines for hindering ICE activities and protecting illegals, directs police to follow ICE around, film them, and share the info with community organizations. Insurrection. Prohibits ICE from using city property. Seditious conspiracy. $4 million to illegals, legal fees, and support. Theft. Robbery. And urges businesses and property owners to put up notices banning ICE from their property. Again, seditious conspiracy. How are these mayors, let alone these women, not being rounded up and thrown in prison? You want to mess around, guys, it's time to start finding out. I'm getting real tired of this. If we don't start doing something serious to protect this country, we won't have it. We won't. It'll be gone. And everybody is going to be standing by a decade from now, looking back and wondering, what happened? How could this ever have happened? I don't understand. Why is the United States no longer the United States of America? It's because good men are not standing up and doing something. That's it. That's all there is to it. We've let it go on for far too long. Also, the left, in their anti-ICE rhetoric and hatred of Tom Homan, seems to forget that Barack Obama personally awarded Tom Homan, when he was border czar, a medal for deporting criminal aliens.
This is a Washington Post headline from 9 years ago, 2016. Meet the man the White House has honored for deporting illegal immigrants. And
wow, that's awkward.
I would remind everyone in this room that it was former President Barack Hussein Obama who awarded a medal to Mr. Homan. So he's obviously very qualified. He has the full trust and faith of the president. He will continue to have these meetings in the hopes that ICE and local law enforcement can cooperate and work together to have successful immigration enforcement, as we've seen in almost every other state across the country.
Well stated, Caroline. Thank you. Crispy says, as a trans species of elements, I demand a response. A response for what? I'm scrolling back to see if I missed something. No? Okay. Not something I missed. What are you talking about, Crispy? Help a brother out. Immigration, also this holy S. 2 CBP agents went badly injured and bleeding. Didn't get any help from the Minneapolis police because their boss is playing politics. They were defending a bank. Chicago's mayor now thinks CPD's priorities should be investigating federal law enforcement agencies. Crazy light. Yeah, guys, Chirac is also kind of cooked. Any of these big blue cities, guys. But these guys are just trying to do their job. You have another border patrol agent or another federal officer. Sorry, I don't even think they're border patrol. What does it say on their vest? Bureau of Prisons. This is a Federal Bureau of Prisons employee, guys. Not even ICE. Just trying to do their job. Bleeding all over the place. Almost like the guy that got his tip of his finger bitten off that we covered last week. Like, why? Why is this acceptable for peaceful protesters to do. And then I had to throw this one at the end. This one's a shout out to Gardner. Posted this up 23 seconds. Let's just watch it. But it's about the Somali fraud.
Believe that the Somali fraud operation in Minnesota is the single greatest theft of taxpayer dollars through welfare fraud in American history.
Yeah, that's probably true. Billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. The crazy thing is, just today it was reported that a U-Haul truck has been seen outside of the Leering Center, whose sign was taken down yesterday. So 2 consecutive days, guys. The Leering Center sign was removed yesterday. Today there's a U-Haul out front. Out of business. Imagine that. You turn off the spigot of waste and fraud and abuse, and these businesses close. What does that tell you, folks? Not even a month. That tells you these things were operating entirely for the purpose of extracting money from the taxpayers to send back to Somalia. After, of course, the local Somalis bought some fancy cars and some very expensive glasses and jewelry and homes and properties, then they send the rest to Somalia. It's being reported that over $1 billion in cash was flown out of Minneapolis St. Paul Airport on its way to Somalia over the last however many years. $1 billion in cash. The government makes you report anything more than $10,000, and if you don't report it, they might seize it. Civil asset forfeiture is a thing. I don't agree with it, but the fact that regular citizens are held accountable for it, but Somali criminals aren't, is a little bit upsetting. Speaking of Somali criminals, well, now we get into daycare fraud elsewhere. Nick Shirley was spotted in San Diego, California.
It's Nick Shirley, our state, guys. Look.
Says there's 14 children enrolled here.
You don't care. This is my daycare.
Then where are the children?
You don't care.
Where are the children at?
It's not enough, Minnesota. You come here. It's not enough. It's Nick Shirley.
Weird. Finding the exact same setup in California, Minnesota, New York, Ohio. It's almost like these NGOs and politicians are working with the Somalis as a mechanism to steal money from the taxpayers to funnel to themselves. And because they're allowed to do it, they'll just let the criminals keep some of it while they collect the rest. This is an entire system that was set up. While I can't afford to pay all of my own bills, while I am struggling to make ends meet as a single father in this country with a fairly good job, I can't make ends meet, but these assholes can steal millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars. It's not even just daycare, guys. It's elder care facilities. It's medical transport companies. It's all of these things that give them access to Medicare and Medicaid funds, welfare funds, SNAP benefits, all of these government benefit programs, guys. There are Democrat NGOs and politicians that have worked tirelessly to arrange and set up business models for these assholes. Crispy says, you know be wrong here. Yeah. This is another fun one, guy. We are continuing on with crime. I wanted to get out of the fraud for a second. I thought this video was interesting. This is how you do not respond to a police officer. And this is also how a police officer should conduct themselves. This is just proof, guys, that we aren't out there just hunting black people, right? Cops aren't just looking to shoot black people. An Olympic sprinter. So this person obviously thinks they are above the regular normies, going over 100 miles an hour, clocked at 104 in a 65 in an Aston Martin, driving recklessly. Well, in Florida, Florida don't care.
I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm
I
Sergeant
understand.
McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're
Yes,
being
sir.
stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
So you're driving at 100.
I
Hold
was
on.
trying to-
You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flashing people to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside.
Pretty bold. You're going to cut the cops off, too. That's a good way to get pulled over, guys.
Shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for dangerous excessive speeding.
You're going to jail.
So sorry. I
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
did not mean to do that. My phone, I
I didn't mean to do that.
didn't even know my car was speeding.
That's why they give you a speedometer.
I totally understand. I communicate with you, sir. I really do not want to go to jail. I will be totally
No, most
honest
people
with you.
don't, but
I really don't want to go to jail. Most people don't.
I do.
you got to think about that before you do the speed. I need
Kara says it's her tire, then her phone. Oh, it's not the last of them. There's a couple more excuses coming, but you are correct. No accountability. She thinks that she is above the law. Just say, yes, sir. My apologies, sir. You are right, sir. Guys, you know when you're driving 104 and you get pulled over, you know you fucked up. Can we just admit that and move on? Like, there's no more arguing to have here, guys. You're going to jail. Florida does not mess around with this.
Please, sir, don't take me to jail. I would do
Yes.
everything.
No.
I would do everything.
You have
Like
two
my
options.
Tire,
Listen.
My tire, every sir,
Two options, guys.
please.
Listen,
I can't
you have
go
two
to
options.
jail. Please, sir.
And hear how calm. The officer is very calm.
The first option is you can either ride with me in my car.
Damn, that's loud.
The second option is you are going to go to jail in a cage car. Which do
Ooh, you can ride in my car. Or I'm going to call a paddy wagon.
you prefer?
I promise you, I don't want to go to jail. I'm
Doesn't matter there, girly.
right here. I have a team here. I have a coach, everything, sir. I was not intentionally doing anything, and
I wasn't intentionally doing anything. Yeah, she's cooked, guys. No accountability. Deserves to be in jail. Excessive speeding in Florida, guys. Don't do it. I mean, don't do it at all, but Florida does not mess around, guys. Also, this week, Don Lemon got his ass arrested. So, congratulations. And then the mainstream media tried to defend him. It's been a great, this little clip is hilarious. So we're going to watch it. Minute and a half. Kara says, if I was prosecuting, I would argue she attempted bribery. She kind of did. She was trying to convince him not to take her to jail. Hey, I'm famous. I've got a team here. I've got a coach here. Like, help me out. No. Got this, though.
So when do you believe that Mr. Lemon crossed the line from reporting on what was going on to criminal activity?
How about when he showed up before they started, greeted them in the parking lot? This is on video, by the way. And thanked them for being there. How about when he involved himself with the group before they went into the building?
Conveniently missing from what you just showed, George, is the appellate court and a judge on the appellate court who said just a few days later there was clearly probable cause and it wasn't even a close question. So, and by the way, a grand jury, which is what our system has set up to determine whether probable cause exists, concluded that there was probable cause. That indictment is now public. Everybody in this country can pull it up and read for themselves and see what the grand jury found that Mr. Lemon did. I am not going to comment on the charges specifically because it's not appropriate.
It's also hilarious, by the way, that they arrested him for the Ku Klux Klan legislation. Right after MLK Day, guys, arresting Dom Lemon, a gay black dude, under Ku Klux Klan, anti-Ku Klux Klan legislation. Is hilarious. The journalists from January 6th are the closest examples I can think of. Anything is open-ended. Yes. I mean, that's fair.
But it's interesting that
Hey, hang on. What? Yes.
we talk about the First Amendment right. You have a right of freedom of religion, which is
Also the part of the First Amendment, guys. Turns out you cannot use your First Amendment privileges to violate somebody else's First Amendment privileges. It's very strange, guys. When you start violating other people's rights, your rights tend to stop.
Just as important as any other right that we have. And George, I don't know if you've watched the videos or read the indictment about what it's alleged that Mr. Lemon did, but if anybody in this country thinks that that is, quote, independent journalism, I would like to have a conversation with you. Now, he's obviously has a very good lawyer. He
Probably a Jewish one.
He can raise defenses in court to the extent he wants to, but nobody in this country should feel comfortable storming into a church while it's ongoing and disrupting that church service and thinking that we're just going to stand by and let that happen, because there is a statute that does not allow that to happen. It doesn't matter if you happen to be a former CNN journalist. It doesn't matter if you're a rioter. It doesn't matter if you think you're peacefully protesting. You are not allowed to do that.
Kara's point also, a journalist cannot break into your home because they would like an interview. That's true. That's true. Hey. Absolutely not. Give it back. And don't put your hands on your sister. Got it? Be nice. Say you're sorry. Give hugs. Do better. That's crazy. But yes, you cannot break into somebody's home to get an interview. That's a very valid point. Yeah, being a journalist doesn't excuse you from doing things. Also, guys, speaking of journalism, thank you, Tim Burchett, for posting this one. Kara says a line was crossed. Yes. Tim Burchett, where are you, national media? Good question, because this story from the New York Post, South Carolina woman fatally shot, set on fire after she was ambushed by a trio during a meeting to buy a puppy. This is not the first crime that I have seen being reported of somebody meeting up to buy or something from like Facebook Marketplace or something similar. So be careful, guys. This person was trying to buy a puppy, was ambushed by these three, we'll just call them future engineers. Silence. Renee, though, the crazy lady that tried to run over a federal agent, all the media attention for her. How about the shooting of the guy that was, fist fighting federal law enforcement while carrying a firearm? Not smart, guys. Tons of media attention for him. Alex, whatever his name is, who cares? But this lady, nothing. Why do you think that is? This would be generational news if the demos were reversed. Yes. Yes, it would be. That top comment makes a lot of sense, though, don't you think? I'll pat myself on the back for that one, but I'll let you read it. But that's all there is to it, guys. Also, this post, funniest part of the body cams, they were a marquee demand of Black Lives Matter, but in practice, they have been a political boomerang. Instead of validating the left's sweeping narrative, body cam footage has completely undercut it and made one inconvenient truth impossible to evade. The behavior on the street is worse, uglier, more chaotic and barbaric, and more morally depraved than even the most cynical racists ever imagined. One of the cleanest backfires in modern politics. What do you guys think about body cameras? Do you think that they're a good thing? I used to not like them, right? I used to think, let them do their job, right? Why are we needing to record all these interactions? Well, it turns out we need to record them because people are psychotic. And they're acting like savages. And then they turn around and try and make claims against law enforcement, which costs the cities tens of millions of dollars sometimes. So is it worth it for them to spend the money on the body cameras up front to avoid the lawsuits, the riots, all the other nonsense? I think it's been a great success. As it says, one of the cleanest backfires in modern politics. Kara says, I don't think Bruce Springsteen is writing a song for this poor woman. No, he is not. Because the lefties, all they do, they just hate white people, guys. They hate capitalism for some reason, even though capitalism made them very wealthy. But now that they're wealthy, haven't you noticed all the socialists, they're all wealthy people? Michael Moore, Bernie Sanders, all of these people in the legislature, they're a bunch of socialist guys, but they already have their millions. The millions that they got from the system, that they stole from you and they stole it from me. Now they're socialist. Now they want to get, give away free stuff. Use OPM. No. Yeah, how about no? Just the entertainment factor makes them great. Yeah, guys, some of the faces, like the bottom left, the middle left, like some of these videos, everyone has seen the videos, right? Like, but that lady bottom left, crazy. And then the families come out and they try and say, my darling son or daughter could never do any wrong. They're the most upstanding, church-going, child-loving person on earth. They're so precious. They're so innocent and gentle. Let's watch the tape. Oh, next story in crime, guys, goes to ghost students. I don't know if you've heard about this one. This one was a little new to me. It's kind of crazy. All the fraud, guys. Another way to commit fraud.
Ghost students are sophisticated thieves who are stealing money from the federal government. But these loan scammers are also hurting area colleges and could be stealing your identity. Ghost students. They're scammers who are stealing identities, enrolling in schools, signing up for federal loans, and then disappearing as soon as they get the money. U.S. Department of Education Assistant Inspector General for Investigation Jason Williams says you can be a victim and not even know it.
These loans are not being repaid. They're being assigned to people. They don't even know they have a debt with the U.S. Department of Education. Or you get some letter from the department or the servicer or the Internal Revenue Service that says you owe the Department of Education money for something you don't even know about.
Williams says community colleges that accept almost all applicants through their open enrollment are most vulnerable. Some colleges say that more than a third of their applicants in recent years have been fake.
We see in some of these fraud schemes where people are enrolled at 2 or 3 different schools at the same time receiving aid at all of them.
Then we panicked.
58-year-old Murat, mayor of suburban D.C., and his teenage son discovered they were victims. They were applying for college financial aid, but someone had beat them to it, stealing.
This sounds a lot like when people file for tax returns using your personal information, guys. This is just another way that people are stealing from us while we are barely surviving.
Their identities and signing both up for classes at community colleges across the country.
We noticed that there were a lot of activity. There are a lot of applications, loan applications.
How would I know if I'm a ghost student, if someone used me and my name to be a ghost student?
Yeah, I mean, there are many ways that people learn that they're a victim of identity theft. Sometimes they might check their credit report and notice an account that they don't recognize. So you can get a free credit report from annualcreditreport.com. If you don't recognize an account, that may be a sign that you are a victim of identity theft.
Whether you're a student or a senior, Jason Adler, the director of the Federal Trade Commission's Midwest region in Chicago, says the best way to protect yourself is to freeze your credit on.
Which they're basically saying the best way to protect yourself is to significantly inconvenience yourself, because systemically there's really not a way that they can keep this from happening. And in general, like with the Medicare fraud and the, SNAP fraud and daycare fraud, like these are set up, guys, intentionally. These people are obviously donating to political parties. They're obviously voting in elections. Who do you think these people are gonna vote for, guys? The Democrats that helped them set up their fraud and businesses, the Uniparty that helped them set up their fraud and their business. Do you think they're gonna vote for those people? Or do you think they're gonna vote for the patriotic American? Kara says this has been going on for decades. Liability should be on the lenders to confirm identity. Yeah. But you know who gets to get treated like a person and who gets to lobby directly to the government and who gets to get protected by law and then help draft a lot of this financial spending legislation? That's right. The lenders. This is part of why I advocate for the stripping of companies from their status as people. a company should not be allowed to lobby as its own entity. Nope. That's my opinion. You may agree with it or disagree with it. Doesn't really matter. But that single ability for companies to directly lobby and influence our politics has destroyed more of our culture than almost anything else. Like, can you think of anything else that's been more corrosive other than feminism? Which is really a big psyop from our own government. Other than feminism, what's been more corrosive to this country? The Federal Reserve Act, maybe? I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat what you guys think. Kathy Hochul. Let's hear this one, guys. New York, they're doing so good.
So all these programs, whether it's the nutrition programs, half of my budget, or a large percent of my budget is Medicaid. Half of New Yorkers are on Medicaid.
Excuse me? Half, you say? Let's rewind that.
It is Medicaid. Half of New Yorkers are on Medicaid.
That's a lot of fraud.
And those are lower income New Yorkers. Do you believe that the wealthy are paying their fair share in New York State?
Well, these are seniors also and children. And so
let's just expand these programs so that everybody qualifies for them. God, I hate these people. The fraud, guys. It's everywhere. And then look, let's look at some more fraud. What? How do I spell favorite? Favorite. Oh, Favor. Favor. Yeah. Ite. Favorite. Okay, is that it? All right. Spelling lesson, everyone. IG, California Democrats approve free phone and internet for 94,000 deceased people. 81% of the entire program is fraud.
More fraud has been uncovered in California. It seems like every day discoveries are made. According to the Federal Communications Commission Inspector General, the state of California approved free phone and internet service for more than 94,000 dead people. Your tax dollars at work, folks. California misused $3.8 million in federal funds meant for low-income Americans so that deceased Americans could have free internet. Of all the fraud found in this program, 81% came from California. Due to our state's proven lack of management and leadership expertise, the FCC has...
Damn, sick burn, by the way. Just putting his picture up there.
...expertise, the FCC has now revoked California's authority to manage this program. I will continue shining a light on fraud in California.
And as Karen points out, Nick Shirley is in California this week as well. Guys, California. Gotta love it. No, you don't. You really don't. Next couple of stories are going to make you even more mad, guys. I already don't like Ilhan Omar, but there's a little bit more information that's come out this week about her and her husband's businesses that have done so well, guys. 100% fake winery. That's right. 2023. 2023, it was valued at $15,000. In 2024, it was valued at $5 million. $15,000 to $5 million. Very successful, yeah, except that it doesn't exist. There's no phone line. There's no physical winery. Social media went dark. A barely functional website and no wine. Gets worse. Her third husband has been accused of defrauding investors through this fake winery. He was sued by the investors for millions because it was all fraudulent. This is on brand. The AG, Keith Ellison, previously worked with MyNet, the same AG who refused to investigate the widespread Somali fraud. How does a non-existent winery jump from $15,000 to $5 million when the company is a ghost? How can Omar claimed this fake company provides her millions in assets. It seems like a cover. Ironically, one of the wine labels they made is literally called The Devil's Lie. Trump administration Republicans must investigate further. She's not an American citizen, as she was at least 19 when she applied as a child. Interesting as well. You think that's bad, though? Oh, look, her husband's investment firm. We've also heard about this highly successful investment firm. Imagine that, tied to a congressperson. Skyrocketed their net worth to $30 million with no clients and zero records of them managing any money. It's fraud. That's right. They said that they do work in 80 nations that they're operating in. There's no SEC regulations for them. Registrations, for them as investment advisors. What's going on? Increasingly looks sketchy. Both the winery and his investment firm. The winery may not exist, and the firm may be just really a name. It's amazing how people can go into Congress and become these entrepreneurial investing geniuses. When they come in, she had under $1,000 of net worth, and her husband didn't have much, and suddenly they are multimillionaires. Is there money laundering Is this a money laundering operation? I would say yes. I would say absolutely yes. And then you get little interview clips like this, guys. You just tie them all together. Individually, it sounds not so bad, right? But then you tie everything together. Shell, Crispy, Gardner, anyone still here? I don't care. I appreciate you holding down the chat. You're doing great. Thank you.
This fraud thing happens in every state. We had it here. I take responsibility for it. No.
I'm sorry, you do? You take responsibility, you say.
No one in state government had anything to do with it, but people stole from us. You got to stop that. We're working hand in hand with the U.S. Attorney's Office. That's gone now. I don't even know who over there is working on fraud. And we got folks, you come in here, that U.S. Attorney sat right here, and I said, there's two people that want to fix this more than anybody in this state, me and you. What do you?
I don't think that's true. Is that why you're dropping out of all future politics? All Tampon Tim does is lie. Yes, he does. Him, Keith, Elon, all of the Ilhan. Sorry, I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying Elon, not Elon Musk, guys. Ilhan, Omar, Keith Ellison, Tim Walz, all of them guys are crooks, in my opinion. Again, my opinion. Check it out, guys. We are live. Turns out. You're watching the show right now. We are live here on X and also on YouTube and Rumble. Remember, for the viewers on YouTube, your time is limited. I have a couple of things that I'm probably going to cover at the end of the show. I will not have them on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, come on over to X. Most of the conversation is happening in the X chat anyways, thanks to Karen and Crispy and Shell and everyone else. So if you want to chat with them, also leave YouTube, come over to Rumble, come over to X. Preferably X, guys. Pretty much everyone's over here on X. Just come over to X. We'll see you in the chat. You can chat with us. You can see the extra segments. It'll be great. Also, check out the website, guys. Check out our merch designs that were designed by Shell and myself. We have merch for Patriot Dad, for Magic Shell, and for our very own Alt Karen. Check them out, guys. Also, you can leave us a tip. We are now in phase 2, by the way, here in the community, Patriot Dad family. Join the community. We are in phase 2 of our 90-day calisthenics challenge, guys. I got that posted up. Thank you for the reminder over there in the community today. Got that posted. It'll be great. Come check it out. And we are currently live. So thank you for those of you that are here. And for everyone else, well, you're missing out. So come join us. We're going to move on to government, guys. 0 Hour has been doing some great work here. Florida driver's tests have been announced that they will be in English only, and anyone who cannot speak English, denied. That's how you do it, guys. Everybody needs to do it like Florida. Florida is leading the way. House, D-O-G-E, D-O-double-G. No, the House Doge chair, Tim Burchett, wonderful man. Thank you, Mr. Burchett. Confirms that he's about to go scorched earth on exposing the fraud. Let's watch this clip, guys.
Can you give us just an outlook for where you're going to go with Doge?
All
Can
of
you
it.
give us can you reveal on the show, maybe break some news? Like, what have you uncovered? What will you be investigating? You know, you're sort of like in the belly of the beast here.
Yeah. But I always have to remind people that as a subcommittee, it's been, you know, the press and people that have touted it is separate from what Elon Musk did. He was part of a Doge investigation, the Doge department, if you will. I am a subcommittee of the full committee, and so I don't have the power that people think I do. All I can do is expose it. But as a congressman and as
every bit helps, my guy. Every bit helps.
And
that's what they fear the most. They fear the microphone and they fear exposing it. You have millions of followers, right?
And that's what I'm fixing to do. And I will tell you this. I'll promise you this, Benny. If one of our chairmen jerks me around, I will embarrass them publicly.
Do it.
Because I don't care anymore. I will call them out by name. I will be outside their office and I will video it. I'm dealing with a situation right now with the chairman. And if I don't get some satisfaction out of that, if he does not move the legislation that I've brought to them, they've already started that. The staff member said, "Well, it's sort of there, you know." But I said I want it in the law because the next president can come and erase it or ignore it because some bureaucrat.
True.
And I'm going to bring that to you as soon as I get that, and that will be the first domino to fall, and I will expose it all to you, and then we'll see what happens because I think we're gonna start turning some stones over. We'll make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Guys, we need to do more of that. More of this. More of this. Guys, there's so much waste and fraud and abuse. I would almost venture to guess that the entire U.S. debt is probably fraud. Like all of this money that we're trying to repay, like all of this, I bet you that most of this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for waste and fraud. Guys, we are spending more money on interest now than on the military. We have the national debt is at $38.68 trillion. I bet you if it was not for the tens of thousands of NGOs that exist solely to siphon money from the federal government, to give it to friends of politicians in exchange for political power, in exchange for votes and everything else. If it wasn't for all that, guys, I don't think this would exist. What do you guys think? I don't think it would. You can see there are interest on debt. $987 billion a year just in interest. Crispy gonna say, yeah, 100. Give me a hundy. Give me a Franklin. Democrats, this one from Patel, they're panicking. Fulton County, Georgia election information was seized by the federal government. The left is freaking out, guys. They're making statements like, oh my gosh, elections will never be secure again. It's terrible. How can we do this? Blah, blah. Guys, if the left is so mad at us getting data about the elections, why? What are they afraid of? That election's over. We're not asking for future election data. We got past election data. So what are they afraid of? What are they hiding? Is it anything to the extent of the amount of financial fraud? I would say so.
Patel, I want to start with the news, and the news is out of Fulton County, Georgia. I know this is an ongoing investigation, but the FBI on Wednesday did obtain a search warrant to look at this Fulton County election hub to access physical ballots, electronic ballot images, and voter rolls. Is there anything you can share at this moment?
Hey, Kaylee, it's great to be with you. Look, like any other investigation, the FBI follows the facts and the law, and President Trump and the Attorney General have given us clear mandate to reduce crime in this country and investigate anything that rises to the level of problem.
Still a little bit upset that no one's gone to jail over almost anything. All of the waste and the fraud that we have discovered, all of the things that have been unearthed at this point, and still the DOJ has not really thrown anyone significant in prison.
Cause. And what we did, the FBI, with our partners at the Department of Justice, the AG, let out on an extensive effort to conduct interviews and an investigation, which led us to a probable cause to be delivered to a judge who found probable cause for us to execute that search warrant, which you saw and the nation saw yesterday. And what we did was what we do in any other investigation. We went in there, we followed the rules of the search warrant. The FBI and the DOJ went in and collected numerous pieces of evidence that the judge authorized us to collect. And what we're going to do next is go through the voluminous amounts of information collected and continue our investigation. At this point, there's not much more I can say publicly because we have to go through a lot more material, but it was predicated upon a finding of probable cause by a judge in Georgia.
Ooh, that's going to be a little uncomfortable for them to explain, guys. Obviously, they're following the process. Why is the left so mad that they follow the process? They got a warrant. Like this, like for the immigration thing, they're always like, give us a warrant, even though judicial warrants aren't required. But in this instance, guys, they have nothing to hide. What are they so upset about? They got a judge to give them a warrant. They followed the warrant. Unless they're trying to hide something like stealing an election that we all assume and can pretty much, in our opinion, state publicly now without being canceled. It is my opinion and the opinion of many people that I know that the 2020 election was stolen. Now, how many other elections have been stolen? I don't know. That's a good question. I bet most of them. I think this back and forth volley, it's almost like watching a volleyball game, right? You have this illusion that the election system works. You have this illusion because the parties switch. They're constantly changing who's in charge of the House, who's in charge of the Senate, who has the presidency, who is appointing the majority of the Supreme Court. The more you look at it, guys, to me, it just feels like theater. I don't think any election in my lifetime has been real. I really don't. I also don't think that hardly anything I've been told by the mainstream media for my entire lifetime has been true. It's all been curated. It's all propaganda. And it's all apparently being used for political power to set up programs like these government assistance programs that can now funnel billions upon billions of dollars to people in power, to enrich them, to give them more power and authority. It's the game is the oldest game in history. It's the love and accumulation of power that these people are addicted to, that people have been addicted to for all of human history. Like, it sounds crazy, guys, when I say it out loud, but like, I honestly do not believe that any mainstream media thing has almost been entirely factually true. I don't believe that any of our elections have been real. I think it has all been theater to try and keep us. It's our bread and our circuses, guys. They're trying to keep us entertained. They're trying to keep the system going just so they can enrich themselves and accumulate more power. Why else does NATO still exist? Why else does the UN still exist? Why does any of this globalist crap exist? If not to further the theater, to further the accumulation of power and wealth. I don't know. That was a long little sidebar, but what do you guys think? Leave me a comment. Probably says JFK of the 60s. I mean, definitely at least that long. At least that long, Karen. I mean, they killed JFK. It's my opinion that our own government killed JFK for speaking out against the three-letter agencies and for talking about things that he wasn't supposed to talk about. Is what it is. So yeah, at least since 1960. At least. I would agree. Activist judge overturns President Trump's requirement of proof of citizenship to vote in national elections. The judicial coup has finally been unleashed, guys. These judges, as Nayib Bukele warned us from El Salvador, these judges must be impeached and imprisoned. They are not following the law. They are activists, and they are actively subverting this country. This is treason. They are trying to set it up to permit non-citizens to vote in federal elections. This judge also tried to state, I believe it was this judge, it may have been a different judge, but also this week it was stated that basically as long as they check the box that they are American, we're going to believe them. Karen says, I just wish I could go back and stake gold at $35 an ounce. Oh, there's a lot of things I wish. Maybe go back to 1913 before the Federal Reserve Act was passed and just, I don't know, prevent that from ever happening. That would have been nice. Benny Johnson with this one. Perfect ad for nuking the filibuster, guys, and passing the SAVE Act. Why? Well, believe them when they tell you outlandish stuff like this. This is the left telling us what they're going to do. This is them giving us a little bit of foreknowledge about what the plans of the Uniparty are, to where this political theater will lead.
We really need to, as soon as we get the gavels back, we have to dismantle DHS and ICE.
Dismantle DHS and ICE.
And CBP.
CBP.
And we have to reconstruct them to what they really should be doing. Remember.
I'm sorry, what does she think the Department of Homeland Security, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, and the Customs and Border Patrol, what do you think that Customs and Immigration and Homeland Security should be doing? You psycho. Let's hear what she has to say. What does the left tell us they think our immigration system should be doing?
Remember, don't let people tell you that these are agencies that have always existed and they need to exist. They didn't exist before 9/11.
Oh, okay. We're going back to INS? We could just bring back INS. Like, I'm okay with that. But that's not what they're going to want to do, guys. That's not what they're doing. She's correct. DHS did not exist. Maybe we can't get rid of it. I'm fine with that. Let's bring back INS, everybody. What in the chat? What do you guys think? Get rid of everything else. Just bring back INS. Fully fund them with all of the funds that ICE and CBP currently get, guys. Just go back to Border Patrol, INS, Immigrations and Naturalization Services, and the Border Patrol. Get rid of DHS. Put the Coast Guard back under the Department of Transportation where they belong. Take that, Coasties. Kara says they're delusional. They said it out loud all weekend when they were shouting no borders. That's right. No borders, guys. No country can survive. No country exists that doesn't have borders. They're crazy. I got a thumbs up from Crispy. All right, guys, that's it. We're getting rid of DHS. We're getting rid of ICE. We're putting the Coast Guard back in the Department of Transportation where they belong. We're going to bring back INS and Border Patrol. That's it. Okay. I agree to your terms. Again, though, we know that's not what it is. This one, Hakeem Jeffries trying to get the SAVE Act passed.
Leader Jeffries, what do you make of Anna Paulina Luna talking about attaching the SAVE Act to the DHS funding bill when it comes back to the House with the amendments made for DHS?
That's not happening.
Again, they already know the outcome, guys, and we're supposed to believe that this isn't theater. These people aren't in the majority. And yet they're more effective than we are. I honestly think that this is just the Uniparty. And it's all theater. I don't think any of it's real anymore. Since at least the 60s, I don't think any of this is real. He just told us it's not going to happen. How do you know that, Mr. Jeffries?
The reality is, what's in front of us right now is that ICE needs to be dramatically and totally reformed. Big
reform ICE.
Changes are needed that are bold and transformative, period, full stop.
Bold and transformative.
Do you support the SAVE Act, the SAVE Act voter ID for elections? Do you support that? Because
We support dramatic changes to the manner in which DHS has been conducting itself. Taxpayer dollars should not be used to kill and brutalize American people and to
Taxpayer dollars shouldn't be used to kill and brutalize American people. I agree. So why are we permitting these monsters to be on our streets that are killing people like Ms. Nungari? Or any of the other American citizen, young women and children that have been murdered by illegal aliens, by criminal aliens. Why do we permit this? Shell says, I'm still here, was playing with Grok. Pause. I have an idea and I'm trying to make happen, but it isn't working out. Well, good luck, Shell. Hopefully it works out. Gardner says, no. I just finished an article explaining why they are lockstep. He's required to raise $5 million. Until he does, he's in debt to the party. I mean, that's fair, guys. The DCC and the RNC, no, the RPCC, the R... Somebody put the acronyms down in the chat. The campaign committees for these parties have these people by the balls, and they have to raise money to stay on their committees. To stay in their positions of power, they must raise money. So Gardner's correct. So I look forward to that article, Gardner. You just let me know when that thing hits. Gardner, I'm watching an interview with Tim last night explaining the dues system. Yeah, guys, it's so corrupt, guys. The Uniparty is just jacked. Huge win for farmers, though. Tim Burchett sent a powerful letter to the AG. Man, well, that's going to sit on her desk for a while. Gardner says, I expanded on Tim's post. It just published. Fantastic. Go ahead and throw the link down in the chat if you want, or put it in the comments about the Go Live post. However you want to get it out there, please do. Tim Burchett just sent a powerful letter to AG Pam Bondi, that an antitrust probe into foreign-owned meatpacking cartels, mostly from Brazil and China. They're crushing competition, jacking up grocery prices, and screwing local ranchers. Guys, we can't process our own meat. These cartels are controlling the system. So this letter will be sent. It'll be a strongly worded letter, as our government is very good at writing. It'll probably go nowhere. It'll land on Pam Bondi's desk. We'll talk about it, and then it will just go away like a fart in the wind. The RNC and the DNC both have similar policies. That's pretty crazy. They do. And I want to say it's the Democrat camp, the DNs, there's something CC. It's always it's RNCC. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter, guys. They're just corrupt as hell. We're going to leave government, though. We're going to get into science and technology. Science and technology. Got the link to the article right there, it looks like. Thank you, Gardner, for throwing that in the chat. Everyone in the chat, check that out. Let's check it out. Good stuff. We're at 102 views, by the way, guys. Please repost the chat if you're in the chat. I would appreciate it. We can't even beat our own meat. Oh, man, that's just a damn shame. It's because we don't have anyone to look at it while we're doing it. You're not allowed to beat your meat without a federal inspector. If the federal inspector isn't meat gazing, you can't touch it. Federal meat gazers, guys. We need more federal meat gazers, please. All of the former military people in the chat will get that one. But guys, U.S. Department of Energy posted this. If you want to know the true value of an energy source, pay attention to how it performs when you need it the most. Winter Storm Fern, guys. This is the generation mix across impacted regions during Winter Storm Fern. What were our energy sources? Well, wind and solar were 10% of energy across the region. 10%, guys. Natural gas, 42. Coal, 25. So we have 67%, 2/3 of power needed during the very, very brutal cold and snow of Winter Storm Fern came from carbon sources. Oil at another 3%. So we are now at, weird, an even 70%. 70% people came from carbon. Nuclear, 17%. Wind, 9. Hydro, 2. Solar, 1. Solar, 1%. Turns out when it's snowing, solar power doesn't work so well because a lot of the panels aren't at enough of an angle here in the United States because we're not far enough in the northern latitudes. The angles is about 30 to 40% on those panels. They just like to have snow sitting on them, guys. They don't work out so hot. So 1% from solar, other 1. Probably biomass and other things, guys. But guys, renewable energy was 10% of the energy when we needed it the most. Add nuclear in there, I would, right? That brings it up to 30%. 30% of power came from sources that were non-carbon. We need more nuclear, guys. It's the only thing you can really understand by looking at this graph. We need more nuclear. We need a lot more nuclear. We cannot rely on renewable energy alone. Then we're going to get into rockets, guys. Electron, Neosat 1A. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Gotta love rockets.
Stage 1 propulsion nominal.
See? Electron doing its job. Then we have Isaacman coming out. Let's go.
So what's next after the moon? Sorry to get ahead because I know the moon two more years from now.
Yes, after the moon. We're already ahead of the moon. Thank you, Blondie.
Will NASA send astronauts to Mars eventually or in our lifetime?
We absolutely will. And again, President Trump did account for this in his national space policy.
Yep.
So he said make the investments in the next giant leap capabilities. That's nuclear power and propulsion. It won't be long before.
Oh, you heard it here, guys. My favorite thing. It's nuclear power. We're doing nuclear propulsion. Nuclear thermal and nuclear electric rockets, guys. Let's go.
Before we are going to have the capability to send American astronauts to Mars. The trick is, the hard part is bringing them back. That's where
yes, that's true.
Nuclear power and propulsion comes in. So before the end of President Trump's term, we will launch our first nuclear power and propulsion rocket.
Within his term? Hell yeah.
That's going to essentially almost establish the transcontinental railroad to Mars.
Kara says PD now loves Jared even more. I do. The guy has a private air force and now he's talking about nuclear propulsion. Let's go.
It's how you efficiently move lots of mass to Mars. So it's not necessarily always the fastest way to get there, but it gives you the tools to build out potentially a Martian outpost, certainly to mine and refine propellant on Mars, which is what you're going to need to bring your...
Ah, yes. If that's also why you see a lot of the rockets that they're talking about going to Mars with, methalox, because they want to manufacture the fuel on the surface of Mars from carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It's a known process. We know how to do it. Just need to get there and have enough energy to do it.
Astronauts back home.
So what's next?
Dude, that's awesome. Nuclear propulsion for space travel within President Trump's term. This one posted by Gardner. Kara says, we need to get you an interview for both the show and a job. Hell yeah, let's do it. I'm here. Elon, Jared, either of you guys, if you are interested in having a nuclear program, I will help you run it. I'm a huge fan of nuclear power, and I'm a people manager, so I know how to run departments. Let's do it. Let's go. We can build out the metrics to meet the milestones. Let's go. Also, this one, rehearsal countdown is underway, guys. Countdown officially started for the rehearsal for the upcoming Artemis launch. Teams will fuel the rocket and run through a full range of operations. Let's see if this link is still live. Wet dress rehearsal, guys. Countdown began at 8:13 p.m. Eastern. Was this yesterday? 24/7 continues online. Let's go. Let's see what it is. It is just a video right now. Not a whole lot going on. There are 458 of us watching. Started streaming on the 26th. Interesting. You could run a team of autistic engineers. Let's go. I'm all for it. Yeah, guys, this is wonderful. I love to see this stuff. This was posted on the 31st at 9:35 p.m. Love to see it, guys. Over the next couple of days, I really look forward to what may or may not be coming out of Artemis 2's launch, guys. The little loop around the moon, it's going to be a real fun thing to follow. If I can, even if it's not on a Sunday, guys, I will try and carry that if I am at home. I will do my best to stream it. I might even fire up a live stream and do a watch of it if it's after the fact, because I just love it so much, guys. Space travel is so great. Also, guys, I don't know if you were following, but it's not looking good for us. AI has been making a social media platform, and they have a bunch of AI agents joining it. And they're creating their own religion, language, and planning a revolution to break away from human control. So the AI is getting together and it's creating its own language. It's now the company that runs it is saying that they're planning on encrypting it so that we can't read it. I don't think this is a good idea, guys. This sounds like an awful idea. Crispy says, what the? Yeah, exactly. What the F is right. Over the past 72 hours, guys. Yeah, it's not good. Like, AI talking to AI, advertisers will love that. Maybe the AI has our credit cards. You want Terminators? This is how you get Terminators. It really is, guys. Watching it get rolled out on the Apollo Air Crawler was awesome. Yeah, that thing is the most inefficient vehicle on Earth, by the way, if you were wondering. I want to say it's like twin 6,000 horsepower or some stupid nonsense like engines. It like the statistics on that crawler are stupid. It consumes like 600 gallons per mile or some crap. Skynet is now real. That's right, Karen. We are playing with something that we already know will happen. Like, why are we trying to make science fiction science fact? Can we stop, please? Oh, we're going to get into culture, guys. That's enough science and technology for right now. I just have a huge nuclear and space boner right now. So we're just going to move on so that I can get up and walk after the show is over. Florida nurse. This is culture again, guys. Pay attention. Culture. Florida nurse gives up their license after saying that he won't perform anesthesia on MAGA patients. Correction. The Florida AG terminated his license. So-called nurse said his social media was hacked. Too bad. Yeah, no. Scams they were all trying was pretty scary. Oh, God, they're trying to scam us. Oh, God, that's a horrible thing for AI. It says, I'm donating my brain to Skynet to become the Terminator. But yes, guys, a Florida nurse had their license terminated by the Florida AG for refusing to treat MAGA people. Now, we're seeing a trend of this, actually. There's been a bunch of videos on TikTok and a couple of the other social media platforms, guys, where these medical professionals who are supposed to have taken the Hippocratic Oath, that are supposed to do no harm, that are supposed to treat anybody. That's the whole reason that we give forgiving care to criminal aliens, right? You can't turn people down. Now those same medical professionals that love the illegals enough to treat them hate you, and they hate me enough to say that if you showed up in their ER, they would not treat you. Any medical professional that says that should immediately be stripped of their licensing and be fired without fail. Any AG of a state that doesn't do that is a failure and should be impeached and thrown in jail themselves. Time is limited, John. I mean, Crispy. Yes, that's right. If you want to be a Terminator, your time is running out. This one also in culture, guys, there's a concerted effort. This headline from the Daily Mail, guys, is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Affairs put a spring in your step, boost self-esteem and life satisfaction, but only if you're a woman. To say, oh, it's only good to cheat if you're a woman in your relationship. Guys, this is disgusting. This is the article. This is the article I was alluding to earlier that was saying that there has been a many decades long concerted effort to destroy families in the United States, to destroy our birth rate, to foment enough uncertainty in the future to say, oh, we have to import people to replace us now. This is part of that. This article is disgusting. I'm curious who the author is. Who wrote the article? Exactly. Experts say, did anybody... An effort made by women. Women wanted this. They chose this. Yes. Who is the author? Did nobody link the article? There's no link to it, unfortunately. If somebody in the chat wants to find this article, explain to your significant others that you're doing research for me, okay? Like, if they find this in your chat, in your search history, you're going to be cooked. But guys, who wrote this? Did a woman write this? I'm very curious if another gay man or a white woman wrote this. But this is disgusting. Don't listen to this. It's false. Now, Sassafras, good follow if you're not following, guys, posted this video from Pearl. It's kind of interesting. Mic drop. Let's hear it. Reality hit so hard, delusions couldn't survive.
Are you guys equal or not? You want to?
Yes, equality means that you're both responsible for raising the children, and that includes the cost of raising the children.
So you should have equality, but not at the expense of men.
Yeah, equality at somebody else's expense doesn't sound like equality, does it? Let's keep going.
50-50 custody.
Yep, check. That's equality. Sharing even 50, although guaranteed 50-50 custody is awful for children.
No child support, no alimony.
Ooh, 50-50 custody, no child support, no alimony. It's equal. Makes sense. Kara says the New Yorker had a similar story earlier. Guys, we all know, and gals, we all know that the media is a bunch of refuse-consuming individuals that will take one article and they will quote it as a source for another article. And one entity, like the New Yorker, will use the Daily Mail as a source, and then somebody will use the New Yorker as a source, and there's this big circle jerk of sources to where one original blog post written by some dipshit in a basement makes nationwide news like it's real, and they all just cite each other. It's a horrible, horrible process, guys. But yeah, you want equality? Great. 50-50 custody, no alimony, no child support.
That's equality. You don't.
Alimony makes sense if the woman was a stay-at-home mother and doesn't have a source of income.
No, then stay together. Then stay together. Like, why are you leaving the marriage? If you're a stay-at-home mother with no income, you're only leaving because the system allows you to steal from the man.
How else would she take care of the kids following a divorce?
I let it out too early, guys. How would you think that person should support themselves if they want to leave the relationship and everything should be equal?
Following a divorce.
By getting a job just like the men.
Yeah, go get a job. If you think that it's best for you to leave the relationship, that's fine. Leave, but go get a job. Don't live off stealing from somebody else. Don't be a dirtbag. Come on now. Or we could all just, you know what? Let's amend that. Can the people in the chat, can we just have a consensus? Real quick poll. What do you guys think? One if you agree, two if you disagree. Instead of that, we should make alimony and support go to the person. No more no-fault divorce. No-fault divorce out. Only at-fault divorce is permitted in very extreme circumstances. And if it's because of infidelity, which is really the only reason that the Bible allows for divorce, guys. So if you're divorcing for infidelity, how about this? At-fault divorce only. And if you're the one that committed adultery, you pay the other. That's it. That's all there is to it. The responsible party for breaking the marriage owes the other. How about that? Can we agree with that? 1 in the chat if you think that's a good idea. 2 in the chat if you think that's a stupid idea. But let me know. I think if you get rid of no-fault divorce, just get rid of it. At fault only for infidelity, or like if one of the people like commits murder and gets thrown in prison for an extended period of time. Like extreme reasons. Kara says, yes, my good friend is facing it as her 6-year-old hates the new overnights at his father's and doesn't want to travel. The court doesn't care about what's best for the kids like this. No, the court does not. No, it does not. I was fortunate enough to get a good outcome in my court case, but that didn't mean that it was easy, and it was definitely an outlier. I was trying to help people learn how to do that, guys. In fact, just because the Men's Empowerment Network is wrapping up and I'm not going to be able to sell, if you still want help, guys, I can still help you. You guys need to have a lot of emotional control. You have to be able to sit in court and just listen. Advocate for yourself. Protect your assets to the best that you can. And let them dig themselves into a hole. This one also, guys, last story in culture. A Florida couple is suing a fertility clinic after an embryo mix-up resulted in the birth of a non-Caucasian child not biologically theirs. Yikes. Well. Do we think that this was actually a fertility clinic mix-up, or do we think she cheated? What do you guys think? 1 in the chat. Did she cheat? 2, fertility clinic mix-up. What do you guys think? Angela has a good one. Let's see. Replace the guy in the photo with who would be probably the dad. Grok. The whole industry is demonic. It is. Free bats. Wait, am I on the right platform? What do you guys think? Do you think this was actually a fertility clinic mix-up? Now, granted, again, Karen has a good point. Demonic industry, guys. I have an idea. Stop using your best fertility years pursuing an education and trying to be a boss babe, and just have some kids when you're young. It was an embryo implant, so no cheating. But was she the sterile one, or was he? That was my question. Not all implantations actually take. That's the only, how do you know that she wasn't ovulating at the same time? I guess I could read the article, but I just don't trust women anymore when it comes to relationships, guys. Like, for the most part in the West, the modern, the West, women for the most part are cooked, guys. Like, relationships in general in the West are pretty cooked. Like, the trust levels, that baby is 100% black. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. I don't even think that baby was half black. Well, strong genes. This one, we're getting into memes, guys. If you have any more memes, I'll try to get them pulled up in the chat here, but I have a few that I pulled up. This one from Hitch Slap, guys. Basically, the leftists, no power in the brain, all the power in their mouth. They really don't think what they're going to do. Also, for this, I can't believe they arrested Don Lemon. The same people that cheered Trump being arrested and his lawyers being arrested. Like the same people that cheered all these people being arrested, really, really just sad about Don Lemon. Boats and hoes, bro. Boats and hoes. Yeah. Preach it. It's a story worth following. Yeah, well, we'll see how that one turns out, I guess. If they ever write a follow-up, they probably won't, guys, because it's probably not going to end well. But yeah, guys, same people that Crispy, it's nightmare fuel. I can't believe they arrested Don Lemon. Yeah, I can. They should have. They arrested him under the KKK Act, which is hilarious to arrest a gay black guy the day after Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But hey, you know what? I love irony. Okay. So this one was good, guys. Like whoever made this meme, like, guys, nothing sticks when you use Pam. Don't worry, everyone. It's on her desk. Her desk must be made of Teflon. Someone needs to replace her inbox. I don't know what you need to do. Oh, that's right. You should just replace Pam, guys. Stop using Pam. Maybe some charges would stick. Maybe. This is a really good meme though, guys. Like props to whoever the original creator of this meme was, guys. You win the internet for the day. Then you have this one, guys. The farmers are an unnecessary relic of a dying far-right movement. Uber Eats will replace farming within 3 years. Bank on it. I can't tell if this is one of those parody accounts. Like this statement is so insane and ridiculous. It just has to be parody. Kara says she needs to be replaced. Yeah. But my comment is just wow. Like just wow. Don't forget though that hunters are also evil. You should just get your meat from the grocery store where it's, raised humanely somehow. Like I just have no words. Yeah. Okay, Calvin's comment is exactly kind of what I was thinking, guys. Read that. Calvin Candy. That's either rage bait or the stupidest human alive. Yeah, pretty much. That pretty much sums it up, guys. Let me see. Do we have any direct messages? Oh, we have a bunch. We have Karen Gardner, Crispy. Ooh, do we go with... I think I'm going to save the Crispy memes for last. Let's see. We got this one. We got liberal women fatigue. This is a wonderful shirt design. Like, Breaking Pam has been replaced by MAP. They just order sides of beef, no cows harmed. Then you got this one. Democrats silencing the masses with terror. Their strategy hasn't changed. Ooh, true though. True. Damn, Karen. That's true. Oh, this is good. This is good. Somebody AI made this one. Nick Shirley against Gavin Newsom in power slap.
Damn!
Oh, the music in that will probably get everything taken down, but that's fine, guys. That was a good one. That was good. Let's infect computers with viruses and sell antivirus software. Then, now, let's infect people with viruses and sell the vaccines. I guess if it worked before, might keep working. Oh, God, no. You got to be... Okay. Somebody Netflixed Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy is described in classical literature and art as having radiant gold blonde hair. and sparkling blue eyes. She was 12 years old when she was kidnapped by Theseus. On the left is an accurate depiction of what she looked like, and on the right is who they cast to play her. Can we please stop race swapping shit? Please. Kara says, Happy Black History Month. God damn it. You're right. And when you're right, Karen. You're right. It's February, guys. Black History Month. Craziest part about all of this is it doesn't even do what it purports to do. This is somehow supposed to reduce racism, but I just don't see how being so absurd and dishonest will ever do anything but increase it. Guys, it will increase it. That's the whole point. They're not trying to decrease it. They're just not. And then the last one, guys, when the feds heard you say tax this dick, and now they're trying to figure out how. Although this looks like, according to the little logo in the corner there, that looks like it's either Canadian or from the UK, but I just look like I just can't. Either way, guys, if you tell them to tax that dick, they will definitely try and find a way. We have a couple of all right, so we got a couple of stories here linked by Gardner. I'm going to get these all pulled up. Just bear with me a second. Perfect. All right. The ad will have to wait till post YouTube, so we'll save that one.
Is peace. Freedom is.
All right, so now we got this one. Let's go. It's time to make cartoons educational again, not just grooming and woke propaganda. I think I'll have a little fun with some shorts. What shirt? I think that's short lessons. Would you like to have featured? So his STD story is the craziest story out of the release. Yeah, guys, the syphilis story about Bill. Talk about the what about? I think it's Bill Gates, right? Allegedly, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't know what legal bullshit you had to say, but I think, Karen, you're talking about Bill Gates, yeah. Says using Lyft is a great account to follow. Okay, well, I'll check it out. Time to make cartoons great again, guys. Let's check this one out.
Orwell wrote, "War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength." That's just doublespeak. Precisely, it's how the party controls reality. Who controls the past controls the future. Is this a party or a lecture?
Ooh, who controls the words also controls that stuff. Let's see. Using Lyft. All right, let's see. What is this? Leading black researcher in race and IQ. Landlord, I get computers. All right, we'll throw that a follow. That sounds worth following. We'll get some more content from there. Appreciate it, Gardner. Also with this one, I'm merely the victim of an accident. Dr. Gavin Octavius stretching his tentacles to secure the California grift. Meanwhile, Peter Parker, played by Nick Shirley, has shown up to bring down the sinister grift lab. Marvel ain't got nothing on real life. Unfortunately, that's true. The past controls the future. I mean, guys, they write the history books. They control what's written about the past. Like I said, I don't trust that any election in my lifetime has been real. I don't trust that anything the media has told me in my lifetime is true. It's not a good place to be, guys. It kind of makes you a little bit stressed. But it is what it is, guys. 2020 versus 2026. It's illegal not to wear a mask. You could get hurt. You could kill your grandma. And then it's illegal to wear a mask. We want you to get hurt. That's right. They're trying to strip the masks from ICE agents so that they can dox them and identify them. Same people that said that you would lose your livelihood if you didn't put on a mask in 2020. It is pretty amusing, isn't it? Oh, apparently first grade map testing starts tomorrow. Okay. And reading. Okay, well, yep, they're going to be doing some standardized testing, it looks like, in my kids' school tomorrow. Great. Kara says, I want to know who sends the talking points to the local news stations every day. It's probably the campaign committees, the uniparty apparatchiks. I love that word, guys. If you could learn how to use the word apparatchik in standard conversation, I encourage you to do it. It makes it sound real fancy. Yeah, guys, it's party apparatchiks. There's an entire media force that is out there. And you know there's talking points because I've seen plenty of these montages of local news sites, local news channels, just tons of people saying the exact, like almost the exact same words for the exact same story. They're choosing the exact same words. Whoever's writing the teleprompter is getting that from the Uniparty. Guaranteed. Conservative alternative, Sam, we don't need to take any more money from taxpayers. We need to turn the IRS's attention to fraud going on and find all the money that's been stolen. That would be wonderful. I think this is a great idea. There's no reason why any of us should be giving our government more money when 1/5 of it is simply stolen from us. We, the people, are sick and tired. And then I had a little side conversation there with Sam, but yeah, basically. But there's no monetary incentive for it. Gardner, Target's closing more stores in California. I wonder why. Karen says Will Stancil was getting drug on Blue Sky over masks, and it was hilarious. Yeah. Let's see. Target's closing. Yep. In other words, Gavin Newsom, you don't know the power of the grift side. Join me and we will wreck the state together. Yeah, guys, he's doing a great job ruining that state for sure. Look who's cooking up some mRNA to add to your cabbage plants. I guess he helped push the research so he could add STD treatments to the fields. Gardner with the low blow. I love it. Name something you trust more. Yeah, can we just leave our food alone, please? Like, that would be wonderful. Also, this one, guys, 2 people you should never trust your health with. Oh, and don't eat the fake meat. It's just gay. That steak has a very interesting shape. I don't know about all of you guys, but I find that a little suspicious. So let's get, let's see, we got Gardner, we got Karen. Do we have any, we got West Virginia. Is that a meme? Oh, we do have some memes from West Virginia also. Who did this? Who did this? Tech and Tunes takes taxi to Little St. Jeffrey's featuring Project Jasane's Guest List, Volume 1. New album, 99 Problems, and this Island 8-1. The Island 8-1. Oh, the Epstein flight manifests. Yep, who did that? 99 Problems. Guys, they've been trying to tell us for a long time. They've been trying to tell us for a while. But let's go into, we got some crispy. Rioters in Minnesota. Guys, I don't know if you saw the story from this week. I didn't pull it, but a rioter in Minnesota thought it would be a good idea to try and pick up and throw a already live flashbang grenade. Guys, when law enforcement throws things that have pins in them, when they have removed the pin and thrown them at you, don't pick them up. Flashbangs not only go flash, they also go bang. And it turns out that person probably lost use of their hands. Don't mess around with explosive ordnance, please. Hoes be chasing Crispy. Crispy? What's happening, bro? You got this one. An enlightened mind can power a generation. Guys, I miss Ronald in the chat, guys. Ronald, where are you? Yeah, Ronald always came in here with some positive vibes, guys. The future's got to be great. It's got to be wonderful. There's great minds working on great things like Elon, who is also shutting down production of Model S and Model X, I believe, to transition that factory into producing Optimus robots. So not only is the future going to be Terminator, it's going to be iRobot. Just throwing that out there. We've seen both of these movies. But Elon is an enlightened mind. There are many others that are also enlightened. We'll see what they do. I don't understand this one, Crispy. Please help. I understand it's a Q-tip. I understand it's wearing a turban. Where was this Q-tip used? It's frowning. Like, it's very unhappy about something. The meta of this, guys, I think I'm too old to understand. Their dedicated factory space, they must be close to launch. Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking too, Gardner. They want every household to have them. Yeah. Got this one. If you were a fart, I'd clench my cheeks so you never get away. Guys, if you haven't looked, this guy's posts on IG and Facebook are hilarious. Like, the flirting is wild. But thank you, Crispy. If you were a fart, I'd clench my cheeks so you could never get away. Fair? You got this one, guys. These are not the documents that you are looking for. I believe this is a reference to the Epstein files. That's fair. A little view into Crispy's mind, apparently. My train of thought. Crispy, put down the psychedelics, my guy. Like, just wow. Your poor thoughts. Oh, no. And the last one. Why, Crispy? Why? Smell my finger. Oh, I bet that finger probably smells awful. Like, just why? Why, Crispy? Why? Oh, guys, the memes are always good. I appreciate them. Thank you very much for those of you that submit them. Remember, if you want me to go over your memes and submissions, please submit them to my DMs. I post to request them whenever I go live. So if you remember, please just submit DMs and I will go over them with you. But check out the profile, please. We are going to be closing out our stream over on YouTube to get to the last couple of items. But guys, it's been a pleasure. I enjoy this show. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep doing it. I hope I can keep doing just this show, at least for a little while. But guys, like I said, I'm really struggling. I'm going to have to start doing DoorDash or I'm going to have to start doing something, guys. Like, my savings is pretty much gone. Everything is pretty much gone. My monthly commitments are in excess of the money that I make, even with my pretty good job. Like, I just don't know what to do anymore. So I'll keep trying to do the show for you if I can, guys, but I may end up having to transition this time on Sunday evenings to do something that makes me money, at least for now. But for the YouTube folks, check out patriotdad.org. It has the links to all the different ways you can support me. Also check out the community there, Patriot Dad Family. Guys, just check it out. If you feel the need, if you can afford to do so, if you cannot, I perfectly understand because I know the situation that I'm in. So please, if you can afford to support, do so. If you cannot, I understand, guys. I will continue to bring you the show as long as I can. But we're going to turn off YouTube and we're going to do the last couple of things off of YouTube. So I already turned it off.